In this video, we are going to be analysing QNGY. Now, this one is interesting. It is today's leading gapper, closing up over 150%. Now, firstly, you can see, just looking at this longer term chart, that we had a high of $165 and we did push down to a 52-week low of $1.06. So instantly, this tells you one or two things. Either this is a very fundamentally weak company, and or because it's a recent IPO, it was overhyped and really wasn't worth anywhere near that value. And I would probably be more focused on the second, because we've seen this happen multiple times in the recent past. I mean, you saw the exact same thing happen on Pixie. If we go back, I mean, you can kind of see, I think it was Pixie. If you on that longer term time chart, I mean, you can see recent IPO, or actually not so much recent, but it did the same thing. Kind of open and just crashed, and ever since. I mean, you had a high, and now you're sitting at $10. So, I mean, do be cautious of these kind of stocks, because more likely than not, they're not getting back to where they once were. So to get back onto then QNGY, what are the key levels we are focusing on though, if it can start moving? And our closest and key resistance is going to be $10 or $9.75, as well as $11, because these are our first deviation on both the 6-month and the 1-year chart. So these are going to be heavy layers of resistance if we can push there. And really that will most likely be the overall top for the stock if we start pushing up, at least for the near future. So that would be the key focus. If we did break that, we would have next levels at 31 and 34. But again, these levels are so far off, just considering this stock has sold off so heavy. So that, I mean, the $10, if it was something I was personally looking to trade, that's going to be a high probability short. So I wouldn't be touching it before that. However, if you are someone maybe in this stock, you're looking to maybe trade this stock more in a shorter term time frame, what we'd be looking at, and for that we would be using a 20-day and a 30-day chart, because these can give us levels closer to where we are now, but also relatively strong levels. So we can see we obviously did this 150% move. This has taken us to our third deviation, and what you would have seen, as always, when you hit these third deviations, these are great short levels, or if you were long to areas to be looking in profits, because most of the time you don't break through these levels, or at least you get a massive pullback. So if we go to the intraday chart, you can see we tested this for the first time, absolutely crashed back down. Tested it one more time, created a double top, and we just faded back down. So really, these levels are strong. So be looking at that 420. If we test it again, that's going to be a heavy resistance. But again, if we keep pushing to that level, it is showing us that this level may be valid, but buyers or traders really who just ever is trying to push it higher. And if you push it that third time, that's when I would be cautious, because if you keep pushing back to that level, eventually it's going to break, and that would give us a key next target of $5.15, and this would basically be that same level, and by that I just mean we would be looking for the same thing. If it breaks that high, we would be looking, or expecting the same thing, should I be saying. If we break that high, we expect a strong pullback. Again, if you were long coming into this level, locking in profits is definitely key, or at least moving stops. But also, if you're looking to scalp or just short trade this stock, that is the level we would be focusing on. And again, if we break that, we then have another level at 530 and a final one at 650. And just going on to the supports, and really quickly, we can be paying attention to $3.13, $2.40, and a final one at 205. So going again into the intraday chart, you can see as well this 313 has been used as a heavy support. So really, this is the key level right now on QNGY. Can we hold the 313, or are we going to crash, or are we able to hold the 423, or are we pushing through? Because really that will give you your target and where we expect to go. What you want to see, if you're looking for the move to the upside, a break above 413, come back to test it as a support. And again, you always want to see that retest of a support, because it shows firstly that the investors or traders have had time to think about it, and they're showing that they're still happy to buy this after taking time to think about it. And that will just make that second move very strong, and you're a lot higher probability that you'll actually hit that next deviation. So again, a breakthrough, come back to retest, and if it can hold, then a move to 518 is most likely. On the other hand, if we end up breaking below 313, coming back to retest it as a resistance and pushing down off that, then again indicating a good sign that we're going to push back down to 240. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown on QNGY. If you did, why not drop a like and subscribe, and check out one of these two analysis videos.